What is up, guys? Clash of Queens, MOD the Guardian. Got a request video, so this goes out to one of my alliance members. Gonna go ahead and do some looking at equipment, Lord skills, best way to upgrade, best way to get equipment materials, what skills you should work on. Little brief overview of some good stuff. I want to say your equipment really depends on the way you play. If you don't attack a lot, you want to be using bishop sets. If you are an attacker, like to play in the arena a lot, you want to use fury sets. We'll get into it. I'll show you guys what you should be looking for. What skills you want to be using for attack and defense castles. If you're just switching your skills to build up, whatever, we'll go over it. But I'm gonna start out with the equipment first, because the equipment ties into your lord level. So I don't ever really forge the regular equipment. Most of it you can forge in your farms. Level 30 equipment will help you gather faster. You can see all this is just wood gathering speed, infantry attack. You get better buffs off of the advanced forging. So if you have a farm castle, you want to increase your gathering speed, you can go ahead and forge this kind of armor. Go ahead and get into the advanced forging. I believe level 60 equipment is the highest. Yes, level 60 equipment is the highest. You have the Sage set. This is strictly for attack and defense, which is pretty good. I like this. I wish they made like level 40 sets and level 50 sets that are attack and defense. I'll take that one back. This one is just for when you're attacking. 150% is very hard to get. You can see it costs you a lot. This is just like building a holy grail. Cost the same. So these materials are kind of hard to get unless you're buying them with honor points. You can buy them with gold too. Where else can you get them? You can get them from Monster Raid, attacking monsters, pearls and asphalts and stuff like that. If you're level 50 or under, I suggest start working on your, I believe judge set is defense. No, judge set is attack. This is going to give you an 80% buff when you're attacking. Mind you, this does not come into play when you are defending. So if you're using a set like this, if you're using an attack set, you're not going to get these buffs on defense. They do have a defense set that you can use. This is the best set right here to go with level 50. If you're level 60 and you can build level 60 equipment, I suggest you do that. Even the level 53 equipment's pretty good. It's not bad. Of course, you want to build to the level 60 equipment, but that does take a lot. Go ahead and look into the level 53 equipment. This gives you a 90% buff, which is it's a little better. It's 10% more. It's not too bad. A little bit harder to build, I believe. Let me see. It's not what I wanted. Let me see. Level 53 costs 600. Turn set 270. So yeah, the level 50 set is definitely easier to build than the level 53 set, and it's only 10% buff. So I suggest building a level 50 attack set and a level 50 defense set. You can see this is the level 50 defense set. It gives you 80% on all your troops, health points, attack and defense. This comes in handy if you have both sets, because you can switch back and forth. And like when you're in an arena and you're attacking, you can use your Fury set, attack with it, and then switch it over when you're defending to your Bishop set. So it's nice to have both of these, and I will show you guys how you can get the equipment materials. You can buy them at the bottom of here. You see this asphalt, you can buy 100 a day, asphalt, pearl, heavy leather. These are pretty cheap, not hard to get. These are what's hard right here, the purple ores and the elemental ores. These are probably the hardest ones to get. So I'm gonna show you the best way to get those. One of them is buying them here in the honor store. If you have a farm or something, go ahead and attack that farm every day. Save your boxes of food in there so you can heal your troops. Get your maximum honor points. Come in here, and if you're level 30 with VIP 10, you can get 1.3 million honor points a day, and you can buy. I think you can buy 10 of these a day. So that's not too bad. It takes you about 20 days. 20-30 days, so just to build one piece. That's not including getting them from your dailies down here. You can get one of them there, and then when they let's see if it's going on. No. See, they have city building prize today. You want to look for the one that is hero building prize. That's the one you want, because that one gives you the elements to build your equipment as well. So you want to, on those days, farm. There's not a maximum of how many prizes you can get for the hero equipment. You want to get as much of those as you can. Do not use them until the event is over. You want to use them in bulk. If you use them in bulk, you have a better chance of getting more elemental ores. So make sure you use that trick. It's one of the best ones I've come across, besides getting the honor points. So that's basically run over the equipment. Build yourself a good defense and attack set. Level 50 is probably the best one to go to until you can get level 60, and then you can start working on that. But level 50 is what you want to work for. We're gonna hop into the skills real quick. Show you guys a little bit about this. Alright, I have mine spread out right now because I was building the castle. I'm actually going to go ahead and reset mine, and I'm going to show you guys the best for attack. And let me see here. Don't need those. Okay, so combat is for attack and defense. These buffs do take place on attack and defense. So when you go ahead and start using your skills on these are going to come into play on your attack and defense, not like the equipment where one's attack and one's defense. I will show you a setup for this for attack, and while I'm explaining the attack, I'll show you the defense as well. Development, this is pretty much just based on resources. You want to do this in your farm castles. It's pretty hard to get down to the crystal explorers. I think you need Lord level 50 to get down to those. But other than that, these increase your gathering speeds and increase your food per hour. So if you're using the bumper harvest skill, this is going to increase what you get for them. So you want to keep those upgraded. Keep your gathering speeds upgraded. You can't really go wrong. Just depends on which resource you're using that castle to gather. I'd like to have 4 farms, 1 for each resource, and I set it up so that that farm specifically gets the most of that resource. So I'm not using one farm to try to farm 4 different resources. It takes forever that way. Support, this is really defense and kind of castle building. You have here your attack monster speed. Now that's kind of pointless when we have the monster raid now, but some people don't like to spend gold and actually go out and hit the monsters, which this helps with. This one speeds up your stamina recovery, so instead of taking like 4 minutes, I think it drops it to I want to say like 2.5 minutes, somewhere around there. Over here we have our training capacity. This increases the amount of troops that you can train. So if you're trying to build a power castle, you need to increase. You just got hit and lost a bunch of troops. Switch your skill over to this. They do have right here, it speeds up the training for all soldiers as well. And down here you can do it, upgrade it more so you can train more troops. So if you just got hit, took a big hit, you lost a bunch of troops, and you want to build back to what you had, go in here and switch your skill over to this. Over here we have the trap making, speeds up the building and increase the trap attack. This one I kind of feel is pointless. I hate saying that because I don't feel like any feature in the game is pointless, but I don't use traps. They don't do a lot of damage, they don't get a lot of kills, so I wouldn't suggest using these unless like you really want to. So we have troop training speed up, attack monster speed up. This one increases your marching speed when you're going to battle. I'm not sure like what the buff is. I think it goes up 20%. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me. It's either 20% or 100%. But down here you have your basic same things: increased trap building, increased trap attack on the right side. On the left side, troop training capacity, and then you have your hospital capacity. If you're a defense castle, this is what you want to use. If you pair this with your science, then you'll have real big hospitals. You'll be able to take big hits. Those bigger guys that have the big marches, they'll come in and hit you, but they're gonna be disappointed because they're not killing a lot. Down here we have the speed up for healing for soldiers in the hospital. That always comes in handy. Healing costs, this reduces the resources that you need to heal your soldiers, which is great because if you have big hospitals, then you're gonna need a lot of resources to heal those troops if you get hit hard. And then down here, just more training speed. So if you're a defense castle, you want to work on this side as well. You want to kind of spread it out between support and combat because you want your hospitals big enough. I'm going to go ahead and set my skills now. Always give your infantry buffs. And then since there is the new update with the race hall, and we have the immortals and we have the high elves, it's I have to switch up my tactic a little bit. Okay, so always want to keep your casters attack increased and defense increased. But if you're going high elf, this is the archer. They have high critical damage, real fast attack. You want to go ahead and level up your archer side. If you're going immortal and you're going to the dark side, that's real high cavalry, real good defense, high dodge rate. You want to increase your cavalry. So it depends on which one you want to go with. I go with elf because I'm an archer guy. So I'm gonna increase my archers. Like I said, always upgrade your buffs on your infantry. And your mages, because these guys never fail. They're always in your marches, they're always in your defense, so always keep those buffs on them. Just depends if you're going light or dark. Light, you want to use archers, you want to increase archers. Dark, you want to increase cavalry. Now when we get down here, this is they have the health points. Up here is just all attack and defense, except for the infantry. You have the health points as well for the infantry. So when you're down here, then you get down to the bottom, you get lord level like 57 or 60. Down here they have the health points for the shooters and the cavalry and the casters, and then they have more of the increased attack for the wizards, shooters, archers, and then cavalry. So these ones down here actually just increase the attack during a siege. I use that term very lightly because siege could mean you're attacking somebody's castle or somebody else is attacking your castle. I obviously, you see, I haven't got down here yet, so I haven't been able to play with that buff. One of these days when I get Lord 60. Now, including this skill tree, we also have these skills. we have your active skills. Now, if you're a farm castle, you want to be using this. Bumper harvest is what I was talking about earlier for the development part of the skills. You want to use your plunder. This increases your load size, which for the marching army, 10%. This also works for when you're going to gather as well. So if you use this skill, you won't have to send out as many troops to go out and gather. So if your farm plots do get hit, not a lot of troops are getting hit in there. You can use these for farm castle. You can use the rapid march. I don't suggest using the surrounded by mud or the research speed up. Most of the research for the farm castles are pretty easy. You can use the resource protection shield. I would suggest that one in case your farm is getting demolished by somebody else. You can throw that up there and they can't steal your stuff. Oh, I got the hiccups. That one's construction master, help, and skillful workman. If you get your farm to level 50, just pick one. None of them really go with the way a farm setup, but probably use construction master. Get your upgrades going. Now, if you are a attack or defense castle, you will have the same setup. A few different skills you can spread out. You always want to use immediate return. If you're going into war and you're hitting somebody, troops come back in 3 seconds if somebody goes and hits you, or if you want to get another march out real quick. Defense guys, you can use that too, or you can use this. It recovers 30 stamina, so you can go ahead and hit more monsters. You can get more resources. You get some more dew for your race hall and stuff like that. The next thing I use is the Hawkeye. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, the immediate return. And this Hawkeye, it increases the level of your watchtower to level 30 for 30 minutes. So anybody you scout in that 30 minutes, you're going to be able to see the traps that they have. You're going to be able to see how long the peace shields last, the remaining time on the peace shield. You're going to be able to see what skills, how much skill points they have under each skill. You're going to be able to see the level of their watchtowers, a whole bunch of good information that you'll need. So I use that Hawkeye. If you're defense, you want to use Surrounded by Mud. You're a good trap castle or something. Use Surrounded by Mud. It increases I think it increases the march speed by 5 minutes. So even if they're sitting right next to you, it's gonna take them 5 minutes to get to you. This gives 5 minutes to stack your castle full of reinforcements, or to hide troops, you know. So if you're defense, you want to use Surrounded by Mud. Attack guys, you want to use Rapid March. It's gonna cut your march time in half for one march. So if you're trying to hit somebody real quick and you don't have a bunch of march speed ups, you're gonna want to use this. I like to use the general mobilization because it gives you a 10% march boost. Sometimes you just need that extra boost. Defense and offense can use this. You guys can also use the resource protection if you have a bunch of resources, you're trying to save it. But remember, you can only choose one of these in each category. So if you're an attack castle, I would suggest on using this help. This is one of the best skills in the game. As long as your hospital capacity can hold your march, and you use this, when you go and hit a big castle, any troops that are supposed to die will actually go into your hospital instead. So instead of having dead troops, you'll have wounded troops. This is a great help when you're trying to break down the front line of a big castle, and you don't want to lose a bunch of troops. So that's pretty much the basis on your active skills. Oh man, I missed one. More minutes. This all plays in if you have like castle buffs. You have castle skin buffs. They got a new research for that. I'm praying and hoping they make some research that will increase the percentages on the equipment. I think that would be pretty cool. They have a lot of reduction stuff from the gods, so I think it'd be pretty cool if they included a research that increased the percentage buffs on the equipment. And one thing I forgot about, I'm actually going to go over before we end the video. I'm going to go over the God's equipment. Pretty self-explanatory, really. Just like your Lord level, you need your God level at each level to build these equipments. I suggest don't build any equipment unless your God's level 60. So get your God up to level 60, and then you can go in and build these guys. They're not hard to build. They're pretty cheap, and you can see each piece of equipment for each god is actually the same. It reduces enemy attack and defense 40%. Also health points as well. I forgot about that. But that's pretty good. If you have that level 60 equipment on your gods for 4 gods at 4 gods with full level 60 equipment is gonna give you minus 160% on your enemy. For all their troops, they're gonna get a debuff of 160%. So that comes in pretty good handy, and that's gonna go for attack and defense as well, because all the gods buffs are played into the battle reports. So let me see here. The God's Bond, increased damage. That's not what I'm looking for. Reduce health point. Here we go. If you have your advanced bond, this is all your God's bonds are going to equal to these levels. Well, the God order. I don't know why I said God bond. The God order. You get all of them upgraded to level 20, and you get all these buffs right here. This is going to give you, it's going to reduce the enemy troops by 15% as well. Attack, defense, health points, increases your resistance to enemy troops, so pretty much increases your defense. So these are all things that just tie in together with the equipment and the skills. You want to work on all these together. Remember the trick. Hero equipment prize day. Farm. Go ahead and use your. Let me see. You want to go ahead and use your. I don't think I have one. Yeah, I got him. Use a 200% gathering speed. If you're gathering in a level 7 area, this is going to drop you down to maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I know it's tough, but just try to set an alarm or something. Get on and reset your farm troops. I'm telling you, the hero equipment prizes do come in handy. If you get a bunch of them on the day that the event is going on, then you'll get a crap load of the elemental ore and as well as the other equipment. So that's pretty much it for the equipment and the skills. If you guys learned anything new, go ahead and give me a like down below. You can share this with your friends, let everybody know. Get your equipment built. Don't be afraid to go out and hit and get some honor points and kill some people. I know a lot of you kingdoms are war kingdoms, so pretty easy to get your honor. But that's probably the easiest way, is the hero equipment prize and honor points. That's the easiest way to get the equipment to build your advanced forging. So that's just about it for this one. I'll be back again doing a race haul video for the new Lighter Darkness update. I got another dragon video coming up, including the new bone dragon. Couple other things. I got a tips and tricks one coming up too. I'm gonna show you guys how to get like gold stardust and how to utilize certain events and get the best out of what you're doing. So that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Come back again.